So do you remember when I said there were some things I had to work out between Canada and I? One of them is cell reception. I bounce hard, and I was using what I thought would be okay, so hopefully this is okay. But what I was saying is fundamentally it's very, very much similar. So, and then what I'll get to is from the amount of people that are coming through here to the amount of people that know about it, to the donations, to the sponsorships, to pretty much everything. People are, I don't want to say people are nicer just because it's Canada. It may be reefers too. I mean, honestly, it just may be reefers are that much better in terms of collective, or it could be identical. You know, there could be the frustrations and the, oh no, I have better stuff than you, or I don't. But at the end of the day, you get exactly what I enjoy about this hobby in general. Glass boxes with whatever you're keeping in it. You've got to, look at this, rebuilding the reefs with every purchase. So this is something that's important to me because with CARES in the freshwater side, you know, we're trying to keep species from going extinct. And then we're also keeping these same fish that are extinct in the wild, but we're doing our best to prolificate them through the hobby so that we don't lose these fish in general. And so that's really great. So when you look at, you know, giving coral reefs a future, there's videos and conservation efforts all over the world for a lot of different things. But when you have a finer focus on what you're trying to achieve, typically the outcome is much greater. And so by raising awareness, by really cool t-shirts and hoodies and crew neck stuff to tank tops, to help have that hyper focus on reefs and securing them is really, really beneficial to not only us in the hobby, but also to the environment itself. So when you look at a focus like this, I believe they said they're doing a lot of reefs in the Caribbean. So like Curacao and things like that, they're focusing in on a lot of the reefs there. However, that's not the only reef system or reefs in the world. There happens to be a heck of a lot more, and one that most people understand is the Great Barrier Reef. But when you think about that, do you know that there is work to be dumping towards the Great Barrier Reef? And whether it's good or not, dumping stuff that's never been in the ocean is not good. Hey, overslept, I'm on my way. Hopefully I get to take a selfie with you, boss. Man, just come over here to be great. So then you got, like, look, you've got candy corals, right? This is a perfect name. It looks like Skittles. Looks like Starburst just chilling inside your tank. And so for us freshwater guys that are very naive to what is out there, like, this is real. It's not fake. That photo I posted as a thumbnail is a real coral that I did not edit. Granted, it's probably going to set you back about $300 because of the size. But I mean, you could be in for, you know, 20, 30, 40, 60 bucks a coral and still have a pretty nice tank. However, you have to be more patient here than what you would with a freshwater tank. So think about that. I mean, look at that. Look at this one. Do you see that? Hold on, look at that. I'm gonna get a close up in a few moments of that. But I mean, seriously, guys, we'll go back to my man over here. I don't even know what this thing's called. I think it's a torch, but it's probably not a torch. Is it? Oh, see, look, guys, I'm pretty much an expert now because I knew one coral, right? Now, this is soft, right? What is that? Okay. So what does that mean to somebody that has no idea? Okay. 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 So look at how fast I got educated. Okay. So do those have tentacles that come out and will sting others?
Oh yeah.
Yep. They'll like stretch out. Yep. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm pretty good. Because who knows, I may be like allergic or something and then I fall out right here. That's touching it and getting zapped and then falling on my face. Yes, I understand these things are beautiful, but yes, you have to have patience. So you're buying something like this that is, I would say, maybe the size of a US dime, even though our currency really needs a revamp. But when you're looking at that, actually, you're not really seeing this the way I'm seeing it. When you're looking at that, it's going to take a little bit to grow. But do you want to spend $20 or do you want to spend $250? The choice is yours, my friend. The choice is yours. But it's there. It's all over. How's it going, guys? Good. So again, what I was saying, these guys buy 4, get 1 free. You have patience? Utilize patience, get smaller stuff, which is probably what I would do when I decide to potentially take this plunge into a rather unique world. But you go from 20, see the $100? Those are in person, which they're showing up really nicely here, are pretty legit. So you really have to figure out what you want to do in this tank before you do it. It's not just hey, I'm gonna splice a couple things together, because who knows, a coral will take over another coral. A fish may pick out the coral that you just spent $300 on and you were too silly to check out that fish really enjoys that specific coral. Or heck, somebody told you their flame angel was okay and you bought a flame angel and that sucker decided, I enjoy what you have in this tank and it's mine. And so now you either lose a, $60 fish? What's a flame angel cost? Okay, 100 Canadian dollars, or you lose 300 Canadian dollars because of your prized possession coral piece. Choice is yours, folks. But seriously, have patience. You can really blow out something nice. Now I'm gonna ask you a question. You don't have to be on camera, it's lunchtime, I get it. But would you say that, so with freshwater, nano tanks are very, very popular, and I know it's bleeding hard into saltwater too. Is it easier to start a larger tank in saltwater with corals and stuff than it would be a nano tank? Okay, larger for sure. Do you hear that for all you freshwater freaks? If you decide to make the jump, bigger will be better in this case. Because just like I've said in videos regarding freshwater, the larger the water column, the easier it is to maintain. Because now it's a little bit less work once it's stable, but if there is an issue, it's a lot less damaging to these animals. Right? Wrong? And then of course, those of us that sell products in here benefit from that because it is a true statement and we're not smoke and mirroring you on anything. And you're getting the education that you need to succeed in this hobby and not be a dodo head and burn through $100 bills like that meme shows for coral, which is why I still haven't started. But if you caught the first part of this video, you'll know that I said that a lot of tank race clowns, if I remember correctly, aren't really just adapt to just cruising with anemones. They can just free swim around if they like. Some may just attach themselves there, but others may not. So if you decide to do this, don't get upset because your fish or coral is not doing what everybody else's is doing. Because if that's the case, we wouldn't have a hobby so diverse. Like, I've never seen a clownfish without any spots or pattern. Naked clowns? Now look that's the perfect name for that. I'm looking at nudies. This is legit fish porn, guys. Thanks, guys, I appreciate it. So at the end of the day, get out and support your local club. Get out and support your local hobbyists, your local saltwater folks, everybody. Let me cruise down here because you've got a massive showing. I mean, look at this. This dude brings like outdoor tents. Stop wasting your time wondering if you should start something just because somebody else hasn't started it or somebody else has. At the end of the day, you got to do what you want to do. If you want to set up one of these, do it. If you don't, you don't have to. I'm going to be setting up one in my office at work, and so ideally, I'm learning. And then there is potential that they'll be in my house. I don't know. But at that point, I need to make sure that I understand before I go to that aquarium, because I'm not going to be able to put a large aquarium in there at all. But I'm going to end with this. It doesn't matter where you live. There's always something going on. So whether you say, I don't know, or is there one coming up, you can utilize Google for everything else. You should be able to utilize Google to help not only the community thrive, but to get to one of these shows that's probably in your backyard. So don't just say you don't have one, because sometimes you have to travel a little bit to get to something that is pretty epic. And just because this is a smaller show to some of the US shows doesn't mean this wasn't a great show. Because not only did Fritz Aquatics have an amazing time, we met a lot of people. And honestly, I don't know a ton about saltwater, you know that. You know what the number one thing I heard about Fritz was? Love your salt. It mixes clean. That is what I like to hear. Standing in front of a brand that I can get behind. That is ideal. And it's now in Canada. So enjoy your weekend. Check the local community, Google, talk to other fish keepers, find out when there is some of these things in your backyard. I won't get stopped at the border. However, now that I said that, there is a chance. And, thank you for watching. You know what's next. Holla!